Thank you all for allowing me to represent Project Quest here tonight. And I want to take this opportunity as a true steward of an organization to acknowledge the staff and board members that are here that have allowed me to be here, but more importantly, the health cell that has invited us and given this opportunity to share our story. So you might be wondering, what's a workforce development nonprofit doing at a state of the industry for healthcare? I know I asked myself that question. But we have a story to tell. And as you can see from the image behind, the next 8 minutes will be for me to share our story. We're very proud of the fact that we're a 30-year-old nonprofit with a story and a message and a vision. What I'll do here tonight is share with you what that is. But as I contemplated the presentation, this is what I do. We have decks, we have pitches, we have statistics, we have studies. Do I talk about the 25-year impact study that showed a return on investment for every dollar, $19 back into the community on increased wages, increased spending power, or savings on government assistance? Do I talk about the Harvard Business Journal that talked about our program and its effectiveness? Or I talk about our scientists? What do I talk about the randomized, controlled, longitudinal study that talks about our participants at 7, 9, 11 years? But they said story, as we heard today. Plus, I just told you guys, so we're good. So this is a story that I will tell to embark on you who Project Quest is and why we're in this room and why it makes sense to be here. It's a picture of me getting a haircut. But there's more to that story, right? This is a story that I want to share with you because it capitalizes our 30 years of work, 30 years of service, and why we're here tonight. So this picture was taken in mid-February. I'm sure we can debate the need for me to go get a haircut, and it's okay. But nonetheless, it was at the evening, about 7 o'clock. I got home, like most of us, tired, busy. I pick up the phone and say, who's open? I need to get a haircut. It's getting out of control. It's blowing in the wind. It's not, but it's okay. I called up a spot, say, hey, are you guys still open? Young lady answered the phone and said, sure, no problem. I'll wait for you. We're about to close. I make my way over there, I get inside, and we do our normal stuff, right? We greet each other, your name, how's it going, how's work going? For me, work is busy. I love the staff that I work with because they're here, right? But it's telling it the normal, common stuff that you do with people. You share small stories. But I'm complaining a little bit because it's late, and this is the only time I have to go get a haircut. She, on the other hand, starts telling me how happy she is to work late, how she enjoys working the evening hours, how she enjoys working the shifts that no one ever wants to do because she's working on something else. She's a registered nurse student at San Antonio College. And immediately, I stop. Her perspective has focused and grounded me. But more importantly, I stop because of who I am and what I do. And she tells me that her passion has been to always go into the medical field, and she finally, now at the age that she's at, 12 years removed from high school, after bouncing around from career or job or placement to placement, she has found her calling, and it's to be a nurse, and it's to serve others, to be amongst you and your clinics and your facilities. And I immediately stop because I know who I am and what I do. And I say, you know what? I work at a nonprofit that helps adults get an education, the majority of them into the medical field. She was cleaning her blades, turns around, and asked me, what's the name of your nonprofit? And I said, Project Quest. And that same smile, she turns to me and she says, I'm a quester. So at that moment, it was serendipity. She was one of ours. I felt like a proud father. She shared with me her story, first generation, daughter of immigrants, her family struggles, what she's had to do to get to where she's at. And she's doing that in a positive note. And immediately I identify myself to her. I have the same story, and I took a similar path, but the difference is I did it at 18, not at 29, not with the responsibilities, not to be the sole provider of a household. And then she said, but you know what? My life has changed because of Project Quest. Project Quest has helped me feel confident about myself. They've provided me the resources to go out and get an education. They provided me assistance with tuition, with books, equipment, materials. But more than that, they've been a partner in my journey and identify what I want to do in life and have taken a stake in my success. And then she took it a step further. She started giving me names of the people that we work with, that my colleagues and I know. And she started talking to them about them like we were family. After all, we were. She's a quester on a mission. That's what we call our participants. So she gave me the name of her coach, Laura, who had taken her on in the beginning and was on leave because she was starting her family. But then she gave me the name of Christian. Then she gave me the name of her other coach, Laura, who took over for Christian, who was on leave because she started her family. And at that moment, we were bound together, not only by an organization, but we were bound together because of a common mission and a goal, which is to see her succeed. And at the end of the day, that's what we are at Project Quest. We invest our soul, our resources, our energy, our love, and our passion for other success because we know that someone did that for us. I know someone did that for me as well. And if you look at your history and your path, someone was there for you. And we want to make sure we continue to be that person for those people that we served. But just like Carla, just like me, and just like all of you guys, we all have a story. And that's what sets Project Quest apart, and that's why we're here tonight. Our story and our history grounds our work. Our story provides an organization with a soul. Our story provides an organization with a mission. And for us here tonight, our story is your story. We are commonly bound by the similar story. In 1989, Levi Strauss was a factory that was producing Levi's here in San Antonio. Soon after the holidays in 1990, roughly 1,250 predominantly immigrant women found out that they had no more jobs. They were costureras. They were cutting the material, sewing, hemming to produce Levi's that were sold throughout the world. From one day to the next, 1,200 families lost their sole source of income, their security, and their safety. But luckily for them, there was a community around them. Leaders, faith-based organizations, Cops Metro, the business community, the government, that came together and said, we must take care of our community. And from that work came an innovation and an idea that was Project Quest. And these leaders still stay with us. These leaders are people like Sister Pearl, Sister Gabriela, Cops Metro, Tom Frost, Frost Bank, Charles Cheever Bank, a young, newly elected mayor, Judge Nelson Wolf. They invested in us along with others. But you all in the healthcare community were a significant player in that. A gentleman by the name of Callie Smith, CEO of Memorial Baptist Hospital, and gathered other hospitals to say, we believe in Quest, we believe in what you want to do, and we're going to commit to you to make sure that our community, our residents, have access to the jobs that you will prepare them for. And because of that, Quest was founded. Now, during our 30 years, we receive a lot of accolades, a lot of work, but at the end of the day, these are the data points and the metrics that matter the most to us. These are your colleagues. This is a sample of over the 10,000 individuals we touched in our 30 years. Approximately 6,000 of those 10,000 are in the healthcare field, spread across 12 different pathways from phlebotomy, from LVN, patient tech, LVN, MAs, RNs. But these are the folks that we have placed into your hospitals, Baptist, Methodist, University, TCAG Orthopedics, who are now also teaching others to become healthcare providers, healthcare practitioners. So that's why we're here tonight. Ultimately, our story of Project Quest is one of empowering others. We provide them hope, dignity, and empowerment to fill your ranks amongst the hospitals, amongst the clinics, amongst the multiple facilities that provide healthcare to the community. But these are folks that are from the community with wonderful stories, powerful stories, and are now making an impact in your locations, in your facilities. And we're part of the success of the healthcare science, and our success is your success. We are proud of our work over 30 years. We want to continue our work to make sure that we provide every San Antonian an opportunity to fill your ranks at your facilities, get the training they need to not only change their lives, but to change the lives of the family that comes behind them. And as I mentioned to you, I'm very similar product to this. And there's evidence of the fact that if you change one individual's life, you change a family's life. So I encourage you We want to continue our success. We're always open, and our success is based on our partnerships. From our training partners, I see UT Health, Galen, the University of Texas, community colleges to prepare our participants, but also more importantly, our employers, your hospitals, your facilities that hire our individuals that go into this workforce. And of course, as a true nonprofit, we rely on donations, right? But we rely our focus is our soul and mission of the staff that does this work day in and day out. So I encourage you, if you all want to be a part of this movement, to join us. We'll be back here after the event. If not, there's a very easy way for you to share your contact information with me, and I'll make sure I reach out to you. You go to our website, questsa.org. That's questsa.org. There's a cool little red button that allows you to share information with me so I can reach out to you tomorrow. We call that the donate button. Thank you all very much for your time tonight. We're proud of being part of this community, and as it was heard earlier today, our shared stories is what makes San Antonio an impactful community. Have a good evening. Thank you.